what I found is a very, very hard storyline to grasp.
Yeah, it's such an addicting game mode mechanically, and like, it's like, what, I want to play something with friends, but then you got people like me who are like, ooh, the lore, let's get into it, and it can be confusing. So it's one of those weird things where it's like, it's confusing, but it's also an addicting experience. So let's talk about it,
Yeah.
But first things first, the elephant in the room.
What is up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to Digital Quest, the gaming podcast where we dive into the world of gaming and cover anything from, retro to modern. We, do our unbiased opinions on the latest game releases.
It's all good. It's all relevant. We're here to talk about it. You're here to listen, also to partake in the discussion.
Yeah, and just basically having fun talking about video games.
Yep.
So my name is Mike.
I'm Mike too.
And
Mike, or I guess Mike too. Also, I'm also
Mike
Mike.
too.
I am also Mike. I am not number two.
we are the Mike duo.
Yeah. Mike's with Mikes. Anyway.
Yeah. Dude, if we were open mic, it would be like Mike Check.
Yeah, Mike Check.
That actually used to be one of my my old stage names for me and my buddy that used to play live. It would be like Mike Check, and it was like it was funny. Just thinking about it.
Yeah. But anyway, here today we got a lot to talk about, and but all regarding like one game, one franchise. I mean, and that just happens to be
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. I think we've let this cook long enough to where we can actually start talking about Black Ops 6. And we're going to dive pretty as deep as we can go with like a lot of not just Black Ops 6, but, specifically zombies. And maybe a little bit of like the Black Ops campaign aside from zombies. But mainly we're going to focus around zombies because that is what I found is a very, very hard storyline to grasp.
Yeah, it's such an addicting game mode mechanically, and like, it's like, what, I want to play something with friends. You play zombies, right? But then you got people like me who are like, ooh, the lore, let's get into it, and it can be confusing. So it's one of those weird things where it's like, it's confusing, but it's also an addicting experience. So let's talk about it,
Yeah.
But first things first, the elephant in the room, Black Ops 6. Have you played Black Ops 6?
Yeah.
What do you think of Black Ops 6?
Dude, I really enjoy it. I mean, we've talked about this in a previous episode, but going more in depth with it, having more time to play it,
absolutely,
and having completed the campaign. For one, the campaign, was really good from past games that I played. Because the last one, what was the one that came out before this? Cold War.
Modern Warfare 3. So
but
did it have a campaign? That the jury's still out on that one. But
the DLC.
It was pretty much Modern Warfare 2 DLC. Yeah. That's not even a hot take. That's an objective truth, right? But the last one that had a true to form campaign, I believe, was Cold War. Technically Modern Warfare 2 and then Cold War. Yeah. If the last thing you play is Cold War, absolutely,
that was the last one that I remember actually going through the story, because that one had more of a the era that it took place in. Of course, was Cold War, and I just remember the guns that I was using, and I'm like, that's probably the last one, because Modern Warfare 3 did come out, and I was like, I heard a lot of bad negativity towards it, and
it's like objectively, it
was and that's because I was super stoked for it, because I was like, man, Makarov is gonna come out, and it's gonna be freaking amazing, but then they just trashed it, and apparently it was like it should have been a DLC.
No,
I was like, oh no.
It pretty much, and honest to God, Activision was actually kind of smart. They're like, you know what, we're gonna release Modern Warfare 2, and then we're gonna give like a year support and expansion. Like the next game is not going to be a game, but like literally it's going to be a DLC. And then they backed out, and they're like, you know what, we can make money out of this. I can milk you. That Markiplier insert right here. Insert the Markiplier meme. I can milk you. So instead of turning it into like maybe a $30 DLC, they basically slapped a $70 price tag. It really was DLC. So the last true to form, I guess, real campaign, was Cold War. And so if you enjoy Cold War, I take it you enjoyed Black Ops 6?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
What would you say it is a little better, about equal? Where would you put it at?
I will close on the Modern Warfare 3 because Black Friday is coming up, so I'm hoping that maybe might go on sale.
Do it.
$10 game. I'll take it at that point.
I don't know what $10, but I guess so. I will tell you, kind of leaning very briefly into the zombies. Modern Warfare 3, what they kind of did, which was interesting. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad, but it's interesting. Was that they had open world zombies, and
I heard
you can bring your skins from Warzone into it. So I like playing as like was it Tim Chalamet's Paul Atreides from Dune,
Oh.
basically killing zombies. Does it make sense? No.
No.
Is it a fun time? Absolutely. So let me know if you get it, man. Yeah.
You know, they almost reeled me in when they brought Spawn in. I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it again.
They can't bring it back, but yeah,
Dude,
no, Spawn.
I know, dude. I saw the skin was pretty decent.
It's
Like,
very cool. Yeah.
It's almost like the skin that everybody's talking about right now in Black Ops 6 was the dragon skin. It almost it has like a lot of influence on that because like with all the flames and
it kind of, I guess when you kind of put it that way, I guess it kind of does remind me of medieval Spawn. You're a big Spawn guy, so you know what medieval Spawn. Yeah, so it does kind of evoke that, but I have my own thoughts on that, which I'll reserve right now. But yeah, Spawn, that was like my biggest battle pass purchase in Call of Duty, and I don't regret it. And that was the only time I bought the black cell pass, which is like it puts like a black and gold spin to the cosmetic. So it's cool hearing Keith David and then having a black, almost completely black Spawn outfit.
Wait, did he voice the character?
Yes.
Like he was actually voicing it too?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't keep up with that on that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'll sell you my account if you want it. If you really want that. Anyway, that'll happen behind closed doors. But yeah, no. Spawn was there. He was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Black Ops 6. So you were asking about just the game in general?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. So I guess my question was, did you like the story more than Cold War? Was it about equal?
Oh, yeah, dude. Because the last story, not obviously, but in my head it was obviously. But the last game that I played was it Black Ops 4?
Before Cold War?
Yeah. But that was the storyline wise, like campaign.
The last thing that happened was Black Ops 3, which takes place in the future.
Hold up, got it right here.
Yeah, that one didn't have a campaign. Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. It just had
this one didn't have a campaign.
No, it had Blackout.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that is where I started thinking about not buying Call of Duty.
Wait, was it Black Ops 3 then?
Black Ops 3 had a campaign.
Which is the one where, this is spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it, but I mean, this game has been cooking for a long time. So the one where you're sitting in the chair and at the very end and you're seeing those hallucinations in that underground facility.
It's got to be Black Ops 1. The numbers?
No way. That long?
The numbers?
No, like when that happened. Remember? Because so you beat them all, right?
All of them except for Vanguard.
Okay, that's fine. But like there was one where the character you're playing has been seeing visions throughout the whole entire game.
The entire game, okay.
Like they're like digital visions, kind of looking weird.
It's got to be Black Ops.
But then at the very end, there was a point where he was on a chair, like kind of like strapped in.
Right.
And
that's
then,
Black Ops. Right.
One?
Black Ops 1.
Shoot.
Yeah. And then in the main menu is like the TV, and then you can break out of the chair. Black Ops 1.
That's the last one I remember. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, but that was like that was a,
well, that tells you how much I've been paying attention to the stories then.
No, but that was like a hallmark of Call of Duty. That game
was fucking cool.
You have Modern Warfare 2 and then you have Black Ops, and those two games came back to back. That is literally peak Call of Duty. So if that was the last thing you remember, that's totally fine because that's like peak Call of Duty.
Yeah, and the only reason going back to the original question, that's what I was going to relate how the campaign made me feel, where it was a lot more memorable than like past games.
Right.
And even though
it kind of took you back there.
Yeah.
So you have Black Ops 1, which is like a landmark stuck in your mind, and then you got this game, which kind of brings you back to that.
Yeah.
Which is a massive compliment.
Because to be honest, like I came into this game not remembering what the hell happened in the Black Ops series, so I was like, I just want to play the campaign, and obviously, like they kind of sort of try to catch you up,
right.
But they kind of still throw you in the weeds with like understanding which characters there are. Like the guy that what's his name, Adler.
Yeah.
So I remember him from a previous game,
Cold War.
Right, Cold War, and so I knew him coming in. He was like the only one that I really recognized, right. But yeah, no, going through the campaign, they added a lot of cool things where it was like obviously They had this element where it was like a free roam central hub where you're in this mansion,
right?
And then this really made me remember because have you ever played the old Tomb Raider games?
No.
Okay,
no.
So if you ever have the chance, they actually just came out with the remaster for the modern consoles. But in that 2, I don't know if 1 had it, but I think part 2 and 3, you can actually free roam the mansion at Lara Croft's mansion.
Oh wow!
And it was so cool because like with all the type of kind of mechanics they had in the game, you can actually find secrets like
cool.
in the house.
So they kind of took a page from like Tomb Raider.
It felt like it, like
That's
that,
cool.
because whenever they had you look for secrets, because they, at a point they had make you get like a black light, and then you can actually like see like writings on the wall to kind of give you hints on how to find stuff.
Right.
And without spoiling anything, because I mean, I didn't really find everything, so I wouldn't be able to spoil stuff. But just saying, like, that is a mechanic of that house.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a little side story, little side puzzles.
There's so much stuff that
there's so much, and this thing that kind of blew me away, but also kind of like, I almost got a kind of a creepy feeling. It's like you go downstairs into the boiler room. There was no objective markers, no nothing. I just felt compelled, like, well, this thing is just going to keep on going. I'm going to go down to the boiler room. And there was like a note from, I think it was Woods. It was from Woods or Marshall and characters in the game. And it's like, Case, the protagonist name. Hey, so all the lights are on in the house, but we see that there's power being generated here in the boiler room. So what's going on here? We need you to figure it out. So that kind of creeped me out. I'm like, this is weird. And then it was like a puzzle thing. It had to do with pipes and like relieving pressure and all that stuff in the boiler room. So in the end, I didn't complete it because I'm like, well, I want to go back to.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it was still a cool experience, which no doubt I'm going to go back to. It was, I welcomed it.
On the creepiness, there were some parts where like I was in a room and then I would hear like little things in the background where it was like, like pipes creaking or and there are certain areas of the house where it was like dark. I was like, oh my God, this is actually pretty solid, dude.
Yeah.
And especially with the PS5 graphics, dude, it's like, it makes it look that much better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, but like going to the campaign missions, the thing that I liked about that was every mission was kind of a unique experience to a point. You had this, and that's what I like what games do. Like when they throw these little kind of curveballs where they make you feel like the game is totally breaking away, like almost fourth wall breaking its mechanics.
Right.
And but then they only do it for like one mission, and then you're like, some people might want more, some people are like, well, that was kind of a waste. But
right.
I liked how one was like, let's just say a stealth mission, one was kind of like an Ocean's 11 type mission,
right,
and that was pretty cool. They actually give you decisions to make to kind of steer the story in a direction,
right? Absolutely.
And there was actually a free roaming mission where you would be in this desert and you can actually grab vehicles and kind of free roam this big old area.
Yeah, even kill streaks.
Yeah, dude.
The more you explore, the more kill streaks you got.
That was pretty cool, and I liked that they did that. And then obviously going on forward from there, it was more of like action based, and then they had like the cinematic kind of cool stuff happening.
Yeah, different flavors, different experiences.
Yeah, but overall, I liked it. What did you think about it?
So Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, I kind of let the cat out of the bag. For me, that's like peak Call of Duty, and it's like once you go that far, can you really ever top it? I thought this game was amazing. It was certainly amazing. Definitely, I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5. I certainly agree with you. I felt like it kind of just threw you in the story and expect you to kind of be like, oh, well, you've played Call of Duty before, right? Yeah, just play catch up. So this game is a sequel to Cold War, but it's also an interquel in the timeline of Black Ops 2, because Black Ops 2 takes place in the, I want to say like the late 80s, early 90s, but also like in the year 2025. But something happens important, no spoilers, in Black Ops 2, and this game kind of takes place immediately after the past portions of Black Ops 2. So the game expects you to have played World at War, Black Ops 1, 2, and like at least half of 2. So I felt like, okay, I know what's going on, but if I want my little brother to play or if I want my wife to play, I'm going to have to do a lot of explaining.
Yeah.
So that part, I was kind of like, okay, well.
Yeah.
Really...
But I mean, in my opinion, and a lot of people some people might have a problem with this, but the Black Ops storyline does not touch anything near the original Modern Warfare storyline.
Yeah. It's actually, it bleeds into the new Modern Warfare storyline. It's actually part of that. Not the original, but part of the new Modern Warfare storyline. So it's also kind of like,
well, with the with the characters like Shepard, and you have Ghost, and that crew, and Makarov, obviously, like the antagonists there were like They were solid.
Right.
Original Modern Warfare, not
The
this
original
new
Modern
trashy Modern Warfare. Yeah.
Get that trash out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I like Commander, Price. Price was pretty good, at least the character wise in the new ones. But aside from that, no, didn't really like it.
But the game was good. It definitely had different flavors, which I appreciated. Some missions felt like it came straight out of like Mission Impossible. I felt like I was literally playing Mission Impossible,
basically,
which was fun. I like the Ocean's 11 mission. I think the casino mission. Like that was fun and hilarious. Just like having them have the plan and then execute it. It felt like Ocean's 11, which was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And then I guess the most important thing is it looks like Call of Duty is getting back on the right track. Now, what I mean by that is Modern Warfare 3, they literally slapped together the campaign at the last second. You can kind of tell that the Modern Warfare 3 campaign was open world. But basically, it was like Warzone, and they just gave you missions that tied in with the story at large. Here, there was open world missions, right? Like the mission in the Middle East, the open world one.
Yeah.
But that one seemed like there was purpose to it. It was well constructed. It was well thought out. They rewarded exploration, and in the end, like you had that sandbox map, but then you had more linear maps afterwards. So it's like they didn't abuse that open world system like Modern Warfare 3. So I enjoyed that, and I liked how some missions had a Hitman style like experience. Like, you're in a restricted area. Ooh,
that was pretty cool.
Ooh, you're performing a restrictive action. Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
And then there's like multiple different avenues that you can complete the same mission. So it's back on the right track.
So you played a lot of multiplayer though, right?
I played a lot of multiplayer. Yeah.
So going away from the campaign, what did you think about the multiplayer?
I love it. I think this is the best that Call of Duty multiplayer has been. I'm gonna go on record having said that. I think this is the best multiplayer experience thus far. I think the TTK, the time to kill, is right where it needs to be. I think the weapons are mostly balanced at this time. And the Omni system, the Omni movement system is a breath of fresh air.
Oh, it's great.
I purposely was going to skip this game because I thought it was going to be used and abused. It's not. It's really not. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so much fun. Like I love what they did with the multiplayer.
Doing the little action hero. With the little.
There's actually been a couple of those moves where like I did like the back one and it's like Max painting it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, and you can even use it tactically. Like let's say you're like in Nuketown and like you want to kind of like literally your corners matter in that game, so you can probably leap down and just kind of like put yourself prone, but like leaning to minimize exposure, and then you just kind of have your line of sights on like where flag B would be, where like the cars are at. So you can use that tactically, tactically, and it's great. It's a lot of fun, and I haven't seen it being abused.
No.
I mean, what do you think?
I like it a lot. Like, I mean, like I've said in the previous episode, was it the previous episode? Yeah. Because I mentioned that it made me feel like the last one that I really enjoyed was Modern Warfare 2, like the old original.
Yeah.
And this one made me feel like that again, where it was like so exciting just getting to play the multiplayer and not feeling like I was getting ripped off with a couple of, I actually did like the mechanics from, I lied, from Advanced Warfare where you can run on walls?
Modern Warfare 3. I'm sorry, Black Ops 3. Sorry.
Infinite Warfare?
Black Ops? No. Run on Walls was just Black Ops 3.
Where you had like, it was all futuristic?
And Infinite Warfare, you're right. I'm sorry.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare. Yeah.
Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So, and that's just because I like the Titanfall gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of my favorite shooters until that game died, and that was sad.
Yeah. A moment of silence for Titanfall. Okay, anyway. Such a classic.
Yeah.
The people who were originally part of the original Modern Warfare titles, Infinity Ward, they actually made Titanfall.
Respawn? Like they did Respawn?
Entertainment was born from the people who were originally part of Team Infinity Ward. So it's part of the
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why do you think it was such a great, innovative, and fun, fluid first-person shooter?
Why did it die?
They got their Call of Duty experience. Well, yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, they're still making freaking Mech Assault or Mech Warrior. Why don't they just make another Titanfall?
Yeah, give us Titanfall 3, you bastards. Do it.
You motherfucker.
This is a call to action.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, so overall, the multiplayer was great.
What are you rocking? What class are you rocking, or what guns are you rocking?
That is a good question. The XM4. I mean, I'm just
XM4. Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's the weapon you start off with.
It's good.
It's such a good weapon.
I've noticed every single Call of Duty game, like it kind of makes you wonder who's if there's something going on. But it's like every game that looks derivative of like the M16 or M16A1, it happens to be very good. Or,
which one had the M14A1?
Yeah.
It was a 3P. It was a 3-shooter, right? It was like a 3-burst. It was like
I think so, yeah. But it's like every single M16A3, I think.
What's that?
Right?
No, I remember specifically it was the M14A1. Is it M14 or M4A1? No, M14A1.
M14A1.
Correct us.
Yeah, please. No, it's like all the OP guns or the one that's like the most balanced of them all. A staple. It tends to be, it has the same, that same like kind of like.
Oh, you know what really pisses me off on multiplayer now that I think about it? Because the fucking Frost sniper without the damn scope.
So, Mike, I was going to tell you that is my favorite weapon right now. I'm abusing the shit out of it. I took off the scope so you can't see the glint. Yeah, I am abusing that motherfucker.
It's fucking intense. It's
Get
insane,
good.
dude. Like
skill check.
Like, I'm just like, and all you hear is like a. And I'm like
literally, you see the body collapse before you hear the gunshot.
Yeah,
that's me. Yeah,
and then I spawn again. All you hear is like, I'm like, stop, fucking shoot. Well, fuck it. Give me the damn riot shield.
Sorry.
It's probably you from
it's
you in
probably
Nuketown.
Me, yeah. Literally, like I go on the PlayStation and I see, Mike, he's on. I joined the game. No.
I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm going to go look up his username.
Now. So I like it, but bad experiences.
I just get mad because I don't have it. Well, you start off with it though, right?
You start off with it. It takes a little while to remove the scope.
Yeah. So I'm not a good player, so that's why I'm mad because everybody's better than me.
Give it time. Yeah, no, but absolutely. I am currently using I think it's the LWA3 Frost. That sniper. Mm-hmm. It's basically.
I wanted to get the Dragunov.
The Dragunov. Really? Are you sure?
Well, I've always liked Dragunov in like all types of games.
I always like the one-tap snipers that are always like torso and above one-shot kills. That one, I think you need at least two shots to kill unless you're doing a headshot, which is...
The Dragunov?
Yes.
Yeah, I just like it because it's quicker fire. It's like you have like more in the chamber.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man. And then plus like when playing other games, like Siphon Filter or even like some other army games, like the Dragunov is actually like a pretty staple of a sniper,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Or Battlefield, that's what I was thinking about. Battlefield.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That game is too big for me. I can't play that one. Like
yeah,
that one's too big. But anyways,
I think it was pretty good in Bad Company too, especially in the Vietnam.
I've heard that one. Yeah,
the Vietnam expansion that was actually pretty OP. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but LWA3. Sorry, okay. That's my go-to. And I already started buying skins. They came up with
they did start coming out with more skins, right? Like they came out with the vampire one.
That is one. Yeah, I got the vampire one.
Oh, of course you did. I know you did.
I love vampires, guys. Sorry. If you want to give me a vampire plushie or some shit, I'll accept it. Anywho, that was going to be my one criticism of the multiplayer. I think objectively, in my opinion, so kind of an oxymoron. But anyway, I think that Call of Duty is basically in the best state and the worst state it's ever been thus far in terms of multiplayer. In terms of mechanics, I think this is the absolute best it's ever been. I've gone back and I've actually popped in my copy of Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 just to see the mechanics. And at the time, I felt like this is super fluid FPS gameplay. Mm-hmm. But compared to now, it seems kind of like blocky and stuff. It's like playing the original Resident Evils. Having played Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it feels kind of tanky. Mm-hmm. So I think we're at the pinnacle of like movement and mechanics. But when it comes to like monetization and live service, I really think it's kind of gone. Like Call of Duty's kind of lost its identity. You had soldiers from Army 1 versus soldiers of Army 2. Now you got Terrifier, Paul Atreides, Spawn, and then Alucard from the Helsing series versus all these guys. So,
wait, what? Wait, you said Terrifier?
Yeah.
Wait, where?
God damn it! Why did I say that?
Wait, where is this at?
He's in Warzone. He's available for purchase right now.
Warzone.
Activision.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Activision.
Oh my god.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, he's currently available for purchase right now. Yeah, and so is
of course they would.
And so is Mike Myers, I believe.
Oh, Austin Powers?
No, Michael Myers. Yeah,
that would be funny, right?
That would be.
Oh yeah,
baby. Yeah, imagine. So that's how it's been since which Call of Duty. I think Ghost is actually the one that started it. But so you would start off Army 1 versus Army 2, and then as the game progressed and it was getting towards the end of its life and Activision wanted to fish out more money, they would put out these cosmetics from like these movies and franchises. Now it's the movie, the game comes out and immediately it's like, hey, we got this costume for this movie or what have you. And
they're almost trying to pull they're honestly trying to do it like a Fortnite.
It's a Fortnite. It's a shameless Fortnite. And I get it. I get the hustle. I get people will pay hand over fist, but it's also like you're kind of losing your identity. And that's why people like me actually left for a time. And the only reason why I'm back now is because of the fun experiences with friends and family, you included, playing.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I haven't been going back to Warzone is because I left because of the cheaters. Like there was a bunch of hackers and cheaters on there, and it was just pissing people off. So I was like, I'm not going to do that.
I guess in that same vein of multiplayer, what I do love is that in this new iteration of Warzone, they added like a beginner mode, which I'm like almost in my 30s. I'm not as spry as I used to be.
I remember when games used to be very easy.
Pepper Ridge Farms, remember? 360 no scopes. We settled our shit like men in Rust. I used to be able to do all that cool stuff, 360 no scope across the map, tomahawk, all that stuff. I can't now, let's be honest. But the beginner mode of Warzone makes it like, okay, I'm going to ease myself back into competitive gaming. And I love it. I enjoy it, honestly. So I'm glad that they did that for people.
Yeah. I may download it. I'll freaking download it and just play it like again, just to try it. And then, because the one thing that I did like that they did before, I don't know if it's still in there. It's been a while, but the zombies, like they had zombies in like certain parts of the map or like in this abandoned like hospital. It was like
so that's Black Ops 4. That's a Blackout.
No, and it's in Warzone.
That's Blackout.
That
was the battle royale before Warzone. That was Call of Duty's experiment with Warzone. And part of me actually kind of wishes to go back because so when I told you that Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign, that's kind of a lie because the campaign was actually woven into the battle royale.
Oh yes.
So that's how they got me. Like I told myself, battle royales are dumb. I would never do it. And then Black Ops 4 comes out with the battle royale, and they're like, "Hey, the story's actually in there." That's how they got me to play it.
Yeah. That was fun. Okay, so
that was fun.
Now, okay, I'm now starting to remember how they branched off because Warzone. Yeah, it used to be called Blackout.
Yeah,
that was fun. I remember those days.
Let me know if you re-download it. Yeah,
yeah.
Let me do. I need to get all the trophies for that.
He's trying to get me.
It's working. That's the fun part. Download. Get do it for the Terrifier.
Oh, you want me to do it on the phone?
Do it for the Terrifier.
I could download it for phone.
That is true. Yeah. But anywho, Activision, give me that money, goddamn.
Yeah. So that is the
Yeah, that's the multiplayer.
That is our multiplayer opinions on that, and we have a lot to cover on this whole zombie segment. So
how you liking zombies in Black Ops 6 so far?
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, I've told you before that I haven't played I've played every base version of zombies from all that when they were released, except for like I think I played a little bit of Vanguard, but I skipped one game that had zombies. Was it Modern Warfare?
It could have been Modern Warfare 3. Because if you haven't bought Modern Warfare 3, then you haven't done the open world. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not missing a whole lot. It's just the experience that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So obviously I started with World at War from the very first one, and that one had like the main three, which was was it one and then they released two?
You had Nacht der Untoten, Verdacht, Shinonuma, and then
but those were they paid? You had to pay for the rest of them, right?
You did have to pay for the DLCs.
Yeah. So I never bought the DLCs for the games for zombies.
Okay.
And then, so I just played all the base levels that were included.
So that would have been Nacht der Untoten.
So then just that one, yeah. And then so on all the way through to Black Ops 6. And until I bought, which one is it? That one.
Right here.
Zombie Chronicles, yeah. And then you got me into playing all those other maps, and I'm like, what have I been missing?
You're missing out on a lot.
I bet you're fucking like, what's up with this guy? Because like the way I was talking about zombies, I was like, yeah, no, I just wasn't interested in zombies because there wasn't really, I wanted to beat the levels, and you're like, you can beat the levels. I'm like,
you're like, I wish I can escape. I'm like, my guy, you can actually escape. You just got to do the Easter eggs.
People are gonna be like, this fucking guy.
No, but it's cool.
Yeah.
They're difficult, but it's fun, and it's like it was like the Dark Souls before Dark Souls, if you will. If you can find a way to complete the Easter egg, that sense of euphoria afterwards, that a dopamine rush is just so amazing.
So that's what got me into it, and then but. Talking about Black Ops 6, from just recently getting back into Zombie Chronicles, dude, it's great. I mean, the one thing that I always, hated about zombies that this one fixed was being able to climb on anything and everything that you could reach. Basically, and within reach, obviously, not like if you try to break the level and try to get on certain ledges. There are some things you just can't get that way.
Yeah, every game before Cold War, like if you somehow managed to get onto that ledge that for whatever reason Treyarch didn't want you to get on that ledge, you would hit a death wall. And it's like,
exactly.
Why?
I'm like fucking zombies coming over here. I can't even jump over a rail that goes down to a second platform that I was able to walk on before to get onto that.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's like
really?
Zombies are coming.
Yeah.
I'm in an enclosed room. I'm going to try to get on that table.
Like, it's such a simple thing. Why can't you just do this? And then, I mean, I understand like they wanted to make it hard, but you know, this one, dude, like the 2 levels that are in there, Terminus and Liberty Falls, like
I like that you can jump on the cars itself. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed,
it's so refreshing.
They're all over you. Let me get some elevation just so I can breathe a bit more. Yeah. You just a little kick him the fuck down. You get down, get back.
Yeah.
You can just climb on the taxi and like, okay, I got maybe an additional 2 seconds to back him the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they, so overall, like 10 out of 10 for me on the zombies. And that's a lot to say, you know, because, and I'll tell you why, is that's one of them where you're able to climb pretty much anything in the level.
Yeah.
And also, what the trade-off is for this particular mechanic is that you're able to run infinitely now and not have a stamina waste. And with that, the trade-off is the zombies now run faster after you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And dude, like it still freaks me out, dude. Like whenever you get farther into I think the highest I've gotten is like 30-ish. Mm-hmm. And dude, like as they start getting more aggressive, like they're like literally right on your ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah. And there's
makes it so much more creepy.
You got those the panzers. You got all the little bosses kind of thrown in there.
Did you ever notice this? I don't know if you. So I just realized that they have zombie. You know, because they have cars in Liberty Falls, cars everywhere. Did you know that zombies can spawn inside the car and they're like clawing, trying to get out of the window, and they break out of the window of a car?
I didn't know that, but that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. Like I was like going to the motel in the Liberty Falls, and then I was stopping, and I started seeing something move in a car. I'm like, are they freaking coming out of the car too? I was like, dude, that is freaking. I like that. Like,
that's pretty cool. The little attention to detail.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
So there's still a lot of things that I catch now where I'm like, oh my god, I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
and recently with the patch that they did couple weeks ago, or if not last week, they finally added this mode called directed mode.
And that's what I like about this.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell the people about directed mode.
For people like me who don't have a lot of time to invest into like trying to learn all the Easter eggs and try to beat the level and have someone as savvy as this guy to help me beat it, they now kind of have tailored this experience for people like me. Yeah. And which they handhold you through the process. Like, not saying it's easy. It's really not easy at all. It's still freaking difficult to try and get all these things done.
It removes a lot of the guesswork. You still got to put in the effort, but a lot of the guesswork is gone.
Right.
Yeah. From like Modern Warfare, from World at War all the way up to Black Ops 4, how it would always be was that I would have to partner up with my little brother, who's even more obsessed with zombies than I am. Who would have literally the Easter eggs memorized by step, or I would have YouTube just playing on in the background. And the thing about zombies is you could not pause the match unless you were doing solo. Mm-hmm. So you would have to have YouTube running, and then you were just training zombies while looking at the YouTube video, kind of following the Easter eggs. Here it removes that, and so you still got to put in the effort. You still got to run away from the zombies, get the good weapons, get the wonder weapons. But at least the whole like, oh, where's that one hidden item around the map? It's there, you know. We'll tell you exactly where it is. So I love that, especially for someone in my age and like as you said, time. I appreciate that. I absolutely love the direct mode. Yeah.
And another cool thing to help with like solo players, they actually allow you to save your game and start it back up.
Like, I love that. And it pisses me the fuck off that people are like, oh, this is bad for the community. Since now I want to play zombies more than ever, you know?
Yeah, go suck an egg. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go play the old ones.
You know, people like us, you know? Pepperidge Farm remembers not having it, and we want it. We actually want this. This is a good change. It's progress.
Some people don't have as much time as you guys, man. Some people have families. Some people have very limited time to even do stuff.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
They honestly, God, they did a great job. And I like how, at first I didn't like how they did this, and I believe it was Black Ops 3. I think Black Ops 3 started this. Initially, I didn't like how like it's like, oh, you leveled up your gun, and I'm like, dude, I'm in zombies. I don't give a fuck if I leveled up my gun. they kind of multiplayerized the zombies, but here it's like
doesn't it carry off into actual multiplayer?
It carries off into multiplayer and
See, that's
into
smart.
Warzone.
That's smart because if someone wants to spend most of their time in zombies and then go and have the guns that they earned in multiplayer, like they can just use them there.
Yeah. With my renewed love for zombies now, it's like, okay, I'm actually going to spend a lot of time in zombies. But the one time I go to Warzone, I want to carry my skins and all that stuff and my new attachments. So I like it. Honest to God, it's
pretty cool.
Doing.
There was an article that I don't know exactly how many rounds, but like just say like 140 rounds. Mm-hmm. This kid or this guy had spent so much time getting
waffles.
Him, and then he gets freaking it erased or something happened to his data.
Yeah, the network went down, I think.
Oh,
and
dude,
he lost all of his data.
I bet I would have been fucking.
Yeah, Raffle Waffles is like one of the top 5 zombies Easter egg YouTubers of all time.
Wow.
And I grew up watching Raffle Waffles, and when I heard about that, I'm like, moment of silence for our boy, you know. Jesus.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, but that was interesting. But I mean, all in all, the fact that you could still save your game was pretty cool. Like it just shows like, you know, people can pick back up whenever they want to, and
I love it. Yeah,
that's and my experience with directed mode was me and my other buddy. You weren't online at the time, but we got to like.
Go ahead, proceed.
I mean, you're the only one from me, baby.
We'll talk about this off screen. Okay, go ahead now. All right.
No, we got to like round, dude, it was like 20, but we got far in the story. We after because they were, let's just say like when me and you have played, we've probably gotten to like objective wise, maybe like 4 or 5 objectives done.
Yeah.
You know, we were able to find like the Easter eggs, such as the safe code to get into the safe, and then. There were some other like
I think we were doing stuff in the church.
Yeah, the church.
We started doing the steps. We were pretty far in the church.
Yeah, and then now with when we were going through directed mode, it was like we had accomplished like maybe 10 objectives, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And we're still not even almost done with this thing.
Yeah,
there was so much more to do.
Yeah, and back then it used to be like, "Oh, you got to have YouTube, you got to have it written down, you got to have it memorized." No, like,
I need strategy.
It's still
guide.
difficult. Just make it a little easier by telling me where I need to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's still hard because when we got to like the level that we died on, dude, it was insane.
It's insane.
There was so much, and there was actually this one part where the what do they call that guy that shoots the beam at you?
I know what they used to call it. And the mangler, yeah.
The mangler, yeah. So
I know they used to call it something in Black Ops 3.
Yeah. There was actually a part where you have to use a mangler to shoot, or the mangler's gun had to shoot the door. And I'm like, I would have never guessed that shit.
Yeah, no, like who does this? Like, you think so Liberty Falls takes place in this abandoned like small town small town Americana, right? And so you see all these buildings and motels, and it's all run down, and you really just say, okay, this is just decor, this is just aesthetics. But it turns out like one of the stores you can actually break into if you shoot the hand cannon. How are you supposed to know that?
You know, yeah.
Unless you look it up, or you have it memorized, or you have YouTube up, or you have directed mode. How are you going to know that? So that's where directed mode comes in.
Yeah. It makes kind of sense when you think about it too, because there is a power up that you can get to inject yourself to turn into a mangler.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why that they had that there, so that you can use that to Easter egg it into or complete some of the objectives.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And but yeah, overall, like, dude, I can't wait to play on we'll get done with that one and play Terminus.
Yeah.
Because dude, Terminus is that one's a pretty big map.
Yeah,
very, very big map.
Yeah, no, and the cool thing about this experience is that now that I'm wanting to get back into zombies, now I want to re-experience the story. The story itself is very convoluted, but it's also a lot of fun if you pick up the steps every here and there. Massive cliffhanger at the end of Cold War, which we may or may not get into, but seeing kind of where things kind of were in Modern Warfare 3 in the future. So you have Cold War, and then you have Modern Warfare 3, and then you have Black Ops 6 stuck in the middle. So it's kind of interesting to see how our characters become what they eventually become. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about here in a minute. Diving deep into the story, and I mean, I know all the little nicks and crannies of it, but like I know you're pretty savvy with that. But I recently listened to a retrospective on it, and quite a couple of them, and now they make a little bit more sense on
what's been going on, because the way that they cut out these different arcs,
right.
or timelines.
Yeah.
They're pulling a freaking timeline thing.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just to close on the experience with zombies on Black Ops Sucks, it's great, man. I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Same here. I would give it same thing, a 4.5 out of 5. It's a legitimately fun experience, and I'm looking forward to the new maps that are coming out.
Yeah. So what we want to do to kind of help people understand more of the zombies, because I mean, me myself, I was in a point where I didn't really know what the hell was going on. It was so convoluted with everything that was going in the zombie verse. And until I started playing Chronicles, and you started explaining to me a little bit like what the purpose of each map was, and what the objectives were aiming to do. So yeah, let's kind of jump into that.
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
What is what are some of your favorite maps? Let's just start there, because there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, just for clarity's sake, we're just going to keep it to the World at War Black Ops timeline, because there's a lot of stuff like Infinity Ward tried the Infinite Warfare Zombies and Spaceland. And all that stuff, which is all fun and dandy, but let's keep it relevant, right? So, I absolutely love. Actually, no, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go outside of the timeline once. So I absolutely love this map called Final Reich. Final Reich is the first zombie experience in the video game Call of Duty World at War 2. At this point, Treyarch already had multiple games with zombies, and zombies are cool. Zombies are supposed to be a scary thing. It's literally the living dead. And I felt like at some point, like, Treyarch kind of missed out on, like, okay, you got zombies, but they're supposed to be scary. World at War, Sledgehammer actually did an amazing job going into the deeper, darker, bloodier side of, zombies. So eventually they were tapped on to help out with the creation of Vanguard Zombies and Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So now the new Zombies experience is more horror based.
Yeah.
So I think we have Final Reich and World War II Zombies to thank for that. So like out of my top 5, at number 5 I'm going to put Final Reich. Number 4 I'm going to put Der Riese. Or Der Riese. Der Riese. It's
Der Riese. Der Riese.
Der Riese. The E is pronounced like an A. Anyway, so Der Riese. So yeah, Der Riese is, if you're like Mike, I only got 30 minutes to play Zombies, I'm going to suggest Der Riese immediately, because it's such an objectively fun game. It's got a very easy Easter egg to complete, which basically it opens up the entire map. There's 3 teleporters that if you ever get caught in a corner, you just take the teleporter, go back to the entrance. And every time you take the teleporter, a power-up appears on the map. Usually it's a max ammo or a...
Did we play that one?
Or a nuke. Yeah, we've played that a lot, yeah. It's such a... Yeah. It takes place in Germany. You literally start off at the Pack-a-Punch. And it's behind like a bulletproof glass wall. Yeah, and the Easter egg is just open up all the generators, open the map. That's it.
Yes, okay.
And then in the late rounds, what you do is, by then you probably have 2, maybe 3 very good Pack-a-Punch weapons, maybe even wonder weapons. I got the same thing. You go to the 3rd teleporter in the far back of the map. There's a stairs and a walkway. You go to the end of the walkway, and then you just camp there. That's it. Yeah, wow. You just camp, and it's fun. It's easy. It's very simple, and so that's my go-to. That's my forever and always.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it at number 4.
Okay, that's number 4.
Number 3, Der Eisendrache. That is my favorite.
I'm like,
my last name is German. I have to know a little bit. Der Eisendrache. Yeah. So the Iron Dragon is what it means. So Der Eisendrache is I think mechanically the best Zombies experience to date thus far. It's objectively fun. The Easter egg is long. It is tedious, but it's simple enough to where I probably don't even need to explain to you, like, just, because like, like you're getting into zombies. I probably don't need to explain to you the steps. And the reward for completing it is there's 4 different bows, like mystical, like bows and arrows, like wonder weapons that shoot fire, ice, wind, or electricity. And it's so much fun. Once you collect the bows, if you don't want to continue the Easter egg, honestly, that's fine, because just using the little bows is addicting as fuck. So literally, I would start the Easter egg, get it, and then just be like, fuck your Easter egg. I'm just going to shoot people with the bows and arrows, the mystical bows and arrows. But the story itself is fun. It's a kind of a nice twist to Moon, which I feel like just kind of peeking at your list. It's a inverted because you destroy the moon in Der Eisendrache. So we'll go into that. So that's my number 3 for being an objectively great story game and very easy to follow Easter egg, and a very rewarding one at that. My number 2 is going to be Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead. I'm kind of putting both of those because it takes place on the same map, which is basically an alternate world, hellish version of Alcatraz Island. Now in Mob of the Dead, you had Ray Liotta and some other actors.
That one, yeah.
And some other actors who are known for being gangsters. And I think it takes place during the Prohibition era, and they're all there basically to serve out life sentences. But due to this hellish outbreak, they have to escape. And this is where we're going into spoiler territory. Basically, they're in hell. And this is, I think, one of the only few zombies experiences where there's multiple endings, and you choose the ending. This is actually very important in terms of the story. This is where you get the concept of time loops. Basically, they're in like this, like it's kind of like a Silent Hill 2-esque thing, where it's like you don't leave this hell until you learn your lesson. So it's a very rewarding story.
Looking at the level right now because it sounds familiar. I just want to make sure I'm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a great story. You really don't need to know the zombie storyline to enjoy it. And as a matter of fact, it was so good that they tied it into the main story, and it became very important later. In fact, it was so important that they made a remake / sequel called Blood of the Dead, where our main protagonist Tempsey, Takeo, Richthofen, and Nikolai, they go there because they're caught in a time loop themselves.
Yes.
So they have to, long story short, they begin to become aware of the circular nature of time, and that's where they begin to break it. So great story. That Easter egg is very easy to complete. Not some guesswork, but not a whole lot. Amazing wonder weapons. You had the Hell's Retriever Tomahawk and the Blundergat. Amazing, absolutely amazing, and it's a great standalone story if you don't want to think about the overall overarching story. Lastly, and not least, Origins. Origins is my number 1.
I agree.
Is the best zombies experience to date. You have everything. You have a great story, very easy to follow Easter egg, a very big map. It's not open world per se, but it's big enough to where you really can't get cornered as long as you're careful. There's so many wonder weapons. That was supposed to be the original end to the whole zombies timeline. So it really wraps it up in a nice bow, but it's also like, it's just great. It's a legitimately fun experience. And it takes place in one of like my favorite time periods in history, which is World War One. So having the World War One weaponry is very much useful. And then it introduces the whole concept of a multiverse, which
that one.
I actually like multiverses. Yeah. So yeah, that's my top 5. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Yeah.
No, it's interesting. So my picks, if I had to list my top 5, so number 5 would be Terminus.
Yes.
Just because of the fact that there's a lot of mechanics that are at play in Black Ops 6, and I've been really enjoying it recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to put it higher because there's just so many more maps that are just story wise very well put together.
Right.
And so that goes on to my my next one, which is Moon, because of the kind of how when you solve it, that's what happens at the end. Like for spoilers,
go for it. Tell them.
You explode, or you
blow up the earth.
You blow up the earth, basically.
Yeah.
So Maxis actually sends out is it a rocket, or he sends out
rockets,
and then it blows up the Earth, and that's when Earth is kind of shattered and all just jacked up and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty
much, yeah.
Just all the stuff that you do in Moon and the mechanics, like where you have gravity, no gravity.
Yeah.
And from there you have like these different pieces you have to collect, and then
Don't forget about the starting area.
the starting area when you're on Earth.
If you're there for like over 30 seconds, it becomes like instantly like round 20 like health and all that shit.
That's crazy, dude.
And then you got to get out of there. It's crazy.
Yeah, they entice you with the pack-a-punch. It's like right there. It's like, hey, there's your pack-a-punch, and then but nope.
But if you somehow manage to pull it off, like if you can stay there long enough and like get in enough like headshots and like grenade kills, and you manage to pack-a-punch your weapons before round 1. It's such an addictive feeling, honestly, and it really helps you in the further Easter egg steps.
Yeah. Well, they throw the hellhounds like in round 2.
Yeah,
freaking crazy. Like it's like all hell breaks loose out down there.
Yeah, no.
And then you're like, oh, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, no. I was so tempted to write that, and you know, the only reason why I didn't was because I felt like Duraz and Draco was like pretty much, it was like the inverse. So yeah, I totally 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So then going on to number 3, Spaceland.
Zombies in
Spaceland. And the only reason why that is because that was Advanced Warfare, right?
Infinite Warfare,
sorry.
Which is a hot take, but I 100% agree with it. It's
I liked it because it that was around the time that I started getting into like more of the 80s culture. For the longest time I hated 80s culture, but then for some reason, I don't know if like it's because Stranger Things started coming out at the time, and then it kind of started making 80s cool.
Yeah.
I mean, 80s was always cool to a lot of people, but like in my eyes, I was always like, man, that's not cool. But then obviously then all this stuff started happening at this point in time.
Yeah.
And then this map came out, and I bought it for me and my wife to play, and it was just so cool because you could be David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, yeah.
He was in there, and then there were some other characters.
Who's the guy who plays as Pee Wee Herman? That's literally I think that's the villain of the entire thing.
Oh, Paul Rubin. Paul Rubens.
No, it's someone else.
Pee Wee Herman is Paul Rubens.
Is it? Let me fact check that. It may not even be Paul Rubin. I found my bike.
The hell's that?
Warfare, zombies.
Have you seen Pee Wee's Big
Characters. Hold up.
Right, it is.
No. I probably got that. I probably butchered that. Oh my god. Oh no, Willard Wyler. Damn it.
Who the hell's that?
What? Come on.
Wyler. He looks like him.
He looks like him. Is it played by him?
By Paul Rubens?
Actor Paul Rubens. Never mind, I was right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we'll edit all this out in post production. So
I said Paul Rubens, fool.
Okay, so let's just pretend. Okay, yeah, Paul Rubens, absolutely. Yeah, Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-mm.
You didn't hear me give a bad impression of his bike or anything. Anyway, yeah, no,
so
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so that level was awesome because it was there was an arcade. It was all focused on this like retro like vibe, and I don't know if you could beat that level. I don't think you can.
You could, yeah, you can escape it. Yeah.
Damn it.
I think you fight an alien.
Oh yeah. I remember that part.
And that Easter egg was super. It was not super easy. Let me retract that. It was easy. It was enjoyable. It was fun. Very doable solo. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was
right because like you shoot at it from the sky and then it comes down.
And then that thing is so annoying. I had to cheese that. I'm not
because it was like it was like what's that Simon Says, right?
That's right.
So like you would have to hit the colors in the right, and then all the zombies are coming after you. You have to freaking shoot the lights. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking intense.
Yeah, but as long as you got like the ray gun or whatever, and some Easter egg, some of the like as long as you have a good loadout, maybe some perks, it was very doable. So that was a lot of fun.
And then plus being on the roller coaster was pretty cool. Like getting the roller coaster.
You know what I absolutely love about that? It didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was a fun map.
It's multiverses, timelines. Oh, it's the end of the world. I'm going to blow up the earth. I'm going to blow up the moon. Here it's like, oh, we're stuck in a movie, and it's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
We got to save David Hasselhoff. I'm like, yes. Yes, it's so much. Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Most certainly.
But the next map I would have to say for number 2 would be Call of the Dead.
Call of the Dead,
dude. Oh man, that map. Where
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny. Who are the other people in that?
Danny Trejo, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michael Rooker, and
Michael
Freddy Krueger.
Oh, dude, yes, I remember freaking
Robert Englund.
Robert Englund,
yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was and then George Romero is the fucking boss.
The fucking boss.
George fucking Romero is the fucking boss.
Yeah, dude. And then not to forget like the freaking secret Avenged Sevenfold song that came out at the end.
Yeah.
That was like I still remember when that first happened because like I didn't know anything about it. Like there were no indication that from that I had read that they were going to release a song, and so all of a sudden like I started getting farther. Finding how to defeat. Well, you don't really defeat Romero, but like you just paralyze him.
Right.
And then there's a point where everything just goes silent, like dead silence, and you're like, the fuck? What's going on here? And then you start hearing like the organs in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh no.
And then the freaking music starts and I'm like, hold the fucking phone. I was like, this sounds like Avenged Sevenfold. And then he started singing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking awesome. And the song was like sick.
It was pretty sick.
It took me back to like their older like style. And I was like, oh my God.
I think this was Black Ops 1, if I'm not mistaken, right? And Call of the Dead.
Was it?
I think
I thought they were more seasoned, like because no.
So I believe it was Black Ops 1, but apparently the reception to that was so good that they asked them to come back in Black Ops 2.
Because M Shadows he was actually contributing to Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty team.
Yeah,
music wise.
Yeah, he did at the very end of Black Ops 2, there was an Easter egg, like a secret ending, where basically Avenged Sevenfold does like a little concert.
Yes,
and
I forgot
literally
about that.
The villain of the game, Raul Menendez, joins them.
Yeah. It was like a Guitar Hero type thing, like where Rock Band, how it would show the band on stage, and they were actually playing,
and they were all dancing, and
that was
stuff.
fucking cool. Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of that song? I'm trying to remember.
It wasn't one of their newer stuff.
Carry on, still carry on, and still carry on.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was one of their newer when they started transitioning. I think it was after the Rev died.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So Call of the Dead was amazing. It was a fun map. It wasn't anything that too crazy. I don't think you could beat it. It was just more of you just having fun with it.
I'm not too sure. Truth be told, no, I don't think you could escape it.
No,
you couldn't escape it at that time.
You just kind of fight George Romero.
Yeah, you finish the Easter egg, which basically Takeo, Dempsey, Richtofen, and Nikolai, they're stuck in a room. And then basically you just have to help them teleport out of it. That's the Easter egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you'd still die at the end.
I want to go play that one again. That would be fun.
Let me know.
Let me
know if it goes on sale.
Maybe emulator or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I think the wonder weapon in that map was it was a sniper called the Intervention, or I forgot what it was, but it was a sniper that shot explosive bullets.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Dude, I gotta go back to that one. So going on to my number one, I would have to align with you on Origins.
Fuck yeah! All right.
And the reason why that is, I mean, because you touched on quite a bit with how big the map is, and even it's not really open world, but like there's just a lot of stuff to do.
There's a lot going on,
and some of the things that I like I love things that are larger than life. Or larger than you in games. So like it could be mountains, it could be like freaking buildings, or big ass fucking robots just stomping around.
That's true.
Level.
Yeah.
And the moment you told me one of the Easter eggs was like you have to shoot the foot to kind of go into the freaking body, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we got to run away from him. Like, no, I'm going.
You're like, I just see you from far away, and you're. Oh no, the first time I went, you're like, no.
The name tag is on the head of the freaking robot.
Yeah, and I see your skin, I see your little icon, and you're like, no, oh yeah, I'm in the robot. I'm just getting I'm getting the staff.
It's all right, big bro. Just give me 1 second. I'm about to get out of here. Like, and you're like, where are you? I'm in the robot.
Yeah,
you can do that.
And stupid me, and I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna stand on the foot, and you're like, no, it's only on certain ones.
It's only if it has the yellow light.
And I'm like, and I died. I'm like,
and next thing you know,
that would have been good to know.
Next thing you know, revive. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like,
my God. No. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was pretty cool.
But yeah,
you know who did the intro to that song? Avenged Sevenfold.
Wait, to which one?
Origins.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did.
I need to go back and
look it up. Here, look it up. I forgot the name. It's Don't you know I am your prize?
Odd music. Oh shit! It is.
What's the name?
What's the intro cinematic?
Yeah. Sinful. Origins.
I did not. Oh, maybe I don't know. It's been a while since I.
Oh my God!
But that's cool.
Yeah. You definitely got to look at it. Shepherd of Fire.
Oh.
Shepherd of Fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then there's like a montage of our heroes just killing the zombies. It was like that's how I discovered Avenged Sevenfold by Call of Duty. Actually, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
So happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But anyways, yeah, like Origins was cool. I mean, you started that's where I started learning more about like some of the story, the back end. You were mentioning, I think Sam's in there, right?
Sam is, yeah. She plays a very important role. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were doing some of the, collecting the staffs, and then obviously we didn't really get that far, but where we tried to beat the level, but
we'll keep working on it.
Yeah, it was still fun. I mean, I enjoyed it.
It's fun. No, it's one of those things where like towards after Black Ops 1, fun kind of like was meshed with like doing the Easter egg. You can only really progress. You can only really get the wonder weapon if you did the Easter egg. So you were kind of tied in. You weren't really allowed to have fun. You had to progress with the story to kind of like have fun, so to speak. Origins was one of those exceptions where like you don't have to do the Easter egg. You don't have to do the story. Just have fun, kill zombies. You have a wide playground of wonder weapons and alternate dimensions and robots that you could play with. There was so much to do. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So that would have to be my top 5 for maps.
Absolutely.
And with that, let's go deep into the story. Let's start talking about what the hell is going on in freaking zombies, dude.
Well, what do you know about Black Ops Zombies?
I know that there are three timelines or 3 arcs? There's the ether, and then there's the dark ether.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much ether is anything from World at War all the way to the end of Black Ops 4.
Okay, before it started going, because then that's when the new game started using the dark ether to tie in like this new, right? I know up to that, and I know about the apothecrins, which are like the race that were in the, is it like the heaven type-ish world, or they're like
I guess it's just kind of like in the multiverse. Like imagine the universe is like a bubble, and then the multiverse is just everything outside the bubble. These are guys that are outside of our universe, but they kind of like they use our universe. Our universe is their playground, is their battleground.
Yeah, and then they have this this area called Agartha, which is like is that like their homeland?
It's pretty much the space outside of the universe. Is my understanding. Yeah.
And then there's 2 individuals where the main plot kind of revolves around these 2, aside from like normal humans. But there's the Shadow Man, which is the bad guy, and then you got Dr. Monty. Mm-hmm. So I briefly don't know like a whole lot of the history of Dr. Monty,
right?
But apparently, did Dr. Monty create the pathway to Agartha, and that's where the apothecrins had this thing called a Great War going on, where the Shadow Man was trying to fight for taking over.
So Agartha is like a place outside of time and space as we know. It's outside of our universe. It's my understanding that the Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man were basically like they were kin. They were like one of the same. They're like outside beings. Like every great story, it's like you got, you have God and Satan, you have the Emperor from Warhammer, and then Abaddon. Eventually, someone does a betrayal, and so it's Monty versus the Shadow Man, and then they got their separate armies, and they're basically waging war on each other, and it's affecting the multiverse. Right. There is a great war. I believe that great war is actually fought in our universe, and it takes place like during the medieval times. So we are like. There is Monty. I think is certainly a better option than Shadow Man, but really both of them we're just their playthings. Like this is like a war in the heavens, and then we don't want to be involved in that.
And so this is where it starts off, right? Like after the Great War, this I forgot what the conclusion was on that, where
our heroes. So massive spoiler. 4 people, humans, arise victorious out of that.
Which were the ones from the first Zombies map, which was Nikolai,
Dempsey, Takeo, and Richtofen. But we don't find this out until the very end of Black Ops 3. Yeah, we don't find that out until the end of Black Ops 3. Yeah, because we're like, oh, there's a great war, 4 people. They emerge victorious. That's funny. We play as 4 people.
Wait, hold on. Anyway, that map. If anybody remembers, there was a map where you were in a gladiator type arena.
That's the Chaos timeline. That's
Okay, that's later on.
So that's like completely way over here.
Yeah, yeah.
But the new maps, Black Ops 6, they're bringing that into. Yeah.
Okay. Sidebar that.
Sidebar that. Yeah.
So we're talking about.
We'll get into that later.
This is the first part. So so we have these 4 individuals, which was a Russian, right, or German.
Richthofen is German.
Nikolai. What was Nikolai's Russian?
Soviet, Russian.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. I have to think about that.
Russian.
So yeah, Russian. Then you had the Japanese dude, Takeda.
Takeo.
Sorry. And then you had the American, and then you had Dr. Rick. Then you had Dr. Richthofen.
Yeah.
Okay. So now these 4 individuals, from what I understand, is they were experimenting from their own regions this element, right? There was an element. What is it?
115.
115. So this came from that Great War. It was right. This was a proponent of that Great War.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. This element, we thought it came from like aliens. Kind of, sort of, it came from a different dimension.
Yeah. So then people, those people were trying to experiment with it so that they can manipulate its power because they understood that it was a very beautiful, it was a good resource.
It was the height of World War II, and the Germans especially were leading in that. Richthofen was leading that.
Yeah.
And
then so this is all before zombies.
Yeah.
And then so what happened was Richthofen happened to have gotten done something to where he found out he could reanimate the dead, to where he...
That's right.
Yeah, and then that's where he created the first zombie. And then, of course, from that, we all know how this goes. It's like it's a freaking outbreak, and it got taken over all the way in Germany, and it started going across the world and everything.
That's pretty much, yeah.
And then while all that is happening, that specific element happened to have manipulated Dr. Richthofen to make him betray his other 3 members that he was cooperating with. Right. And so...
Yeah, Richthofen's not a good guy in this timeline.
No.
Yeah.
So then he became, obviously one of the main bad guys throughout the story until it ended.
And the funny part is you can play as Richthofen, and he was played by Nolan North, the guy who plays... Yeah, no, he plays basically everyone. But Dre from Uncharted, very well casted, but basically you're playing as the villain. What was interesting about him was that you didn't really know he was a villain. Granted, like he had the German Reich, Third Reich outfit, but you're like, okay, this is just a crazy mad scientist. It's not until you get to the end of Black Ops 1, and I'm kind of skipping ahead, that you realize this guy that you've been playing as, and you think he's your friend and he's funny. He's not. He's not your friend. He's the bad guy.
He's a very bad man.
He's very... I mean, we kind of talked about what happens at the end of Moon, right? He literally he blows up the freaking Earth. Yeah.
Well, I thought that was Maxis.
No. It was Richthofen.
Really?
Yeah, it was Richthofen. He basically kills all of humanity so that now they can be reanimated into zombies. So in his power, so he gains control of the zombies, and now he's created a world full of zombies.
Okay, because there was a part where I would want to bring. I'm going to bring up and
go for it.
No, but like so basically these 4 people had they were in their team was called Ultimus, I think.
We called them Ultimus.
Yeah, Ultimus, and then when everything started going to hell, that's when everybody started kind of trying to stop Dr. Richthofen, and these 2 other individuals came into play where it was Maxis. I forgot if it was. He was a doctor. If he was a...
He worked with
Richthofen?
With Richthofen, and he was stuck in Agartha. Yeah.
Okay. And then he had his daughter, Samantha Maxis. And so they started coming into play where, if anybody remembers the Hellhounds from the games, it's funny that I learned that Samantha's dog ended up being the first Hellhound that started brewing those.
Yeah, and due to like timeline teleportation shenanigans, it basically made infinite copies of him.
Yeah. And so they started being implemented. But yeah, like Maxis and his daughter got transported into Agartha.
So Maxis was sent to Agartha. Sorry,
they were split up.
I'm like, excuse me. No, Samantha was sent to a pyramid on the moon.
Oh, yes.
The zombies.
Yes, that's right. And then Samantha found out she could control the zombies and turn them into blue-eyed zombies.
She was yellow. Blue Eye was Richthofen.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The reason why I know is because Black Ops 2 zombies, the eyes are blue, and that's Richthofen controlling them. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Maxis who's stuck in Agartha who wants to switch places with Richtofen. Yeah. And then in Black Ops 2, it's kind of like a choose your own story. Do you want to side with Richtofen and give him more power, or and have him torture Maxis, or vice versa?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then going on from there, to the max that I know of in this story is how they eventually defeat Richtofen, because
Maxis takes over. Yeah.
Maxis takes over. Well, Dr. Maxis turns into his body gets basically turned into electricity, or he starts being able to manipulate electricity, and then now he starts becoming to where in radio signals and stuff like that, he's able to give off information to like the people who are trying to help.
Right, yeah.
His little segments there, and then Samantha's doing her own thing in the background where she's a big Kree player. So I know she's a big person there. But they end up. I read that they make Richtofen suffer they defeat him by putting his essence into all of zombies, and that way, whenever you're killing zombies, he just continually dies over and over as his punishment.
Right,
and then that's when.
So you got the overwhelming gist of it. That's
okay.
Overwhelmingly correct. Yeah. So Richtofen. So what happened? Sorry, I don't know if you got that. Yeah. So Samantha's on the moon. She's controlling the zombies. She's doing this out of angst, not necessarily that she wants to, but it's like, okay, fucker, you got me stuck here. You teleported my dog. You teleported me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it out on you and the rest of the world. So from World at War all the way to Black Ops 1, you and the player, including Richtofen, are trying to stop her. You know, we got to save the day. You stop her. But you don't stop her. You just switch the problem. You make it worse. You send that madman Richtofen into her place. And now he wants this power for himself. He wants to fuck up the whole world. He blows up the world. He creates literally a world full of zombies. It's the apocalypse. And now he controls it. And then that's when you start hearing from Maxis, who's like, we need to stop this guy. And Black Ops 1. Now you're in Black Ops 2. So you have these four people. They're called the Victus survivors. They're nobodies. They're really nobodies, and really you only see them until the very end of the overall zombie storyline. They're trying to survive. They're trying to kick out Richtofen from control of the zombies. That's where they start listening to Maxis, and so you, the players, can decide: do we want to help Maxis? However, one player who controls this one Victus survivor called Stuhlinger, who the reason why he can hear Richtofen and no one else is because he ate zombie flesh.
Yes, yeah.
So that player can tell all the other players, hold up, let's not listen to this guy Maxis. Let's listen to this guy Richtofen. So it's kind of like a choose your adventure between the players. You guys get to decide, do you want to represent Richtofen or represent Maxis? Fast forward up until this map called Buried, which is actually very unique and a lot of fun. It's basically because of the tectonic shift in the plates when the nuclear warheads fucked up the earth. An old western town from like the Western United States somehow made its way to like Angola, Africa. Don't ask me. At the end of that story, the canon ending is the survivors, they side with Maxis. And Maxis was like, thank you, now I can save my daughter, Samantha, who's been kicked out. We don't know where she is. Richtofen, we can get him out. But it turns out this Maxis of this timeline, he's not that good either. So what he does is he kicks out Richtofen from Agartha, puts him in a zombie. If you kill that zombie, he's just going to put him in another zombie. You kill him.
Yeah.
It's torture forever. Samantha is freed, but she does not like this version of her father at all. And in fact, her Maxis actually threatens to destroy this universe. So what Samantha does is she's like, I need help from people. I need Takio to help me. I need Dempsey to help me. I need even Richtofen to help me because this Maxis is a madman. So she sends herself to a different universe.
Yeah, that's when they start.
And now we're in Origins.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now that's where it starts. Yeah. That's why you hear the auditory hallucinations. Like, hey, can you hear me? Can you help me? I need your help. Yeah, I'm lost.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Yeah. So now we're there.
Okay. Go. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then that's when we get into Universe 63.
God. Which is damn these multiverses.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But on a law, doesn't this particular ether arc end where everybody, at the end of everything, everything is annihilated? And then the only people left are Sam and...
Yes.
Someone else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sam and who?
Sam and Richthofen.
Richthofen, okay.
But like a younger version of him.
Yes.
From a pure version of him, allegedly.
Eddie.
And a pure version of Samantha called Sam. Pure version, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then closing that arc, right? So hopefully that didn't make a lot of sense to everybody because it's still a lot making a lot. There's still a lot.
Broad strokes. I'm missing a lot of stuff here, but yeah.
I think we covered it pretty good. I think that's a good understanding from a very, very, very high level summary of that.
Yeah, just the four Richthofen, Takeo, the four protagonists from the Universe 63. They find a way to save Samantha. As they save her, they pull her out of Agartha. Finally, they pull Richthofen, a pure version of him, out of Agartha. There's a whole time loop, multiversal massive time loop thing. They break it, and in the end, they destroy the multiverse. And the only people who survive that multiverse is two people, Samantha and Richthofen. Yeah, and they're left in the only universe left in the multiverse. So the multiverse, as we knew it, this Universe 63 shit, original timeline shit, it all goes into the dark. It goes in the dark ether, the dark underbelly of the multiverse. It's just wiped clean. And there's now only one universe. Yeah.
And then Dark Ether, there is another timeline where there is I forgot. This starts taking place in like Liberty Falls. Right?
Around the Cold War era.
This is where I stopped like kind of keeping, at least because from the research I stopped here.
Right.
So apparently the Dark Ether happens where somebody is in it's like these new set of characters.
Yeah.
And so one person through a mirror, there's a mirror that comes up. It's like a cinematic, and like there's this purple entity that comes out, and
like a little wisp.
Yeah. And so now this brings on this whole new set of like antagonists. Where I think possibly not Shadow Man, the Dr. Monty,
the Keepers, all
and
those
Dr.
guys.
Monty, comes back, and then and now you have this new set of people that they're kind of involved in it, but the Dark Ether is kind of I wouldn't know, like
it's kind of making it's like it's kind of Empire Strikes Back. So these guys, these people in this multiversal 5D chess game between these gods, if you will, and these apothegons and all these things, they're basically using us as pawns, right? And we're stuck in this eternal loop. They want to break the loop, and so the way to do that, basically destroy the multiverse, right? So all that mess and hullabaloo that I spent the last 20 minutes talking about, put it aside, and then let's make a clean universe. No gods, no keepers, no apothegons, just a pure version of Sam and Richthofen. But okay, you just swept the problem under the rug.
Yeah,
it's still there. So now it's kind of like that. Everything that we spent World at War all the way to Black Ops 4 trying to do, it's coming back with a vengeance. And so now it's affecting the new Sam and the new Richthofen. And our new players, our new protagonists.
Because they're still there. It's just a matter of so from Richthofen, he was trying to revive his old self that got sent into the zombies. He was trying to.
So it looks like he actually has his memories from the old timelines.
Yeah,
which is very weird. It's I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. I know I'm talking a lot, but like there's still a lot of stuff I don't know that we're still trying to figure out.
Yeah,
and that's what's got me excited for Black Ops 6. So how does he know so much? How is he able to make the Die Glock? Does he know that from memory? He's kind of almost reverting back to his evil ways. And then you got Sam there, who's also. Okay, you're also not doing too good, girl.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be pure. Y'all were supposed to be perfect. What's going on?
And the Dark Ether is pretty much where we're at right now. Currently, when did it all start?
Cold War.
Cold War. Okay. Cold War.
So then Vanguard adds context to it, but Cold War is really where it's like, you thought you destroyed the multiverse. You just swept it under the rug. Now watch what happens. That's basically what happens. Yeah.
Well, since that is still currently the timeline the timeline that's happening right now, we are still, like you said, we're still playing through Black Ops 6, so we will probably learn a little bit more because the cinematic shows Dr. Rick, like you mentioned, Dr. Richthofen in the mansion, which is kind of strange because that is the same mansion that is from the campaign.
Is it?
It looks like it.
No, it very well could be.
Yeah, because
that's the thing too about that I want to mention. The thing about zombies, when they destroyed the old multiverse and then they created this new perfect timeline, they actually kind of married the campaigns of the new Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and Zombies. So now it's all kind of canon to each other.
Well, because
that explains the new Price, the new Shepard, the new Makarov. Yeah, when they blew up.
Well, you know what? Now when you put it that way, that makes a whole fucking lot of sense.
So when they blew up the multiverse and they brought it back, and so you had the Modern Warfare multiverse universe, you had Black Ops universe, which had nothing to do with zombies, and then you had Zombies, Universe 63. In making the new universe, it's kind of like Loki, where they're kind of making the perfect timeline. That's basically what happened.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me go buy Modern Warfare 3. I'm not gonna buy Modern Warfare 3. I'm not playing it. No.
Terrifier 3 is a costume.
Oh my god!
Do it, you bastard.
But the
it's all relevant.
The core 4 players. I mean, Ultimates. Like you end up having to find them again at Dark Ether, right? Don't you?
I don't.
Don't they come back?
They are. It is being strongly implied that they are coming back some way somehow, but I can't confirm that.
They're going to come out. They're going to come out of the DLC.
Man, that would be creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
but it's being strongly implied that basically what was left under the rug is now getting out of the rug. And the stuff that you mentioned about that Gladiator map, which is supposedly separate to even everything I just mentioned, well, it's not really separate. It's still there. So that's being tied into the current state of Zombies. So
okay.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So yeah, this whole timeline is getting crazy.
Yeah, the key thing I want you, the listeners, to get is that does it sound convoluted? It is. Do I know everything about it? I absolutely do not. I don't even think the people who make this even know what's going on. It's really just a platform to create more zombies, right? It's if you play Warhammer, if someone tells you they know all of Warhammer, they're lying. They don't know what's going on.
Oh my god, Warhammer does a lot of shit.
Yeah, someone tells you they know all of Marvel Comics or DC, they don't, because there's always these reboots and continuity errors and all that stuff. It's really just a reason for us to continue playing what we love. And so I love lore. I love getting lost in it. But as long as the gameplay is fun and the levels are there and you're having fun, that's what matters in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would close out the whole story arc of the zombies from what we know so far, and going into the last part where these wonder weapons you mentioned earlier. What exactly are these wonder weapons?
So basically, wonder weapons are basically weapons infused with element 115, like I mentioned earlier. There's this group called Group 935. They got their dirty stinking hands and everything. Zombies related. It's all their fault. But anyway, eventually, like you said, this whole story started off with experimenting with this element. And so they made a lot of weapons and materials using it. So there's a lot of wacky stuff, and really, like, you know what the ray gun is, right?
Yeah.
The ray gun. Yeah. So basically it's wacky. It's fun. It's 115. So that's a wonder weapon. And it's really cool to see how in every new map, how there's always some new wonder weapon. So I'm very excited to see what we get in Black Ops 6. I'm very curious to see how it matches up with wonder weapons in the past.
Okay. Yeah. So I never really paid attention to the wonder weapons. So from your perspective, what are your favorite wonder weapons, and how many are there? And then what are your favorite, I guess, top 5, if there's a lot?
I guess I want to say that every single new zombie map has some sort of wonder weapon, or at least some sort of variation. I guess I'll just give like a top 5. At number 5, I would put the time bomb. The time bomb only makes an appearance in one map. That's Buried. That's the old western town that somehow made it to Africa. It basically, it's C4. It's the same mechanics as C4. You just plant it on the wall, and then let's just say it's round 1. You put it there, and you and we play for like an hour. It's now round 50. You're about to die. I'm about to die. I don't want that. I activate the explosive. It takes us all the way back to round 1. Yeah. So the thing I like about that is that it's not really useful per se. It doesn't do damage, but it's just wacky. It's fun. There are several ways to break the game using it. Like, there's like a witch. If you kill the witch, you get like a free perk bottle. But if you put the explosive, get the perk bottle, and then set off the bomb again, you get another free perk, right? But really, back in the days, back in the good old days, in Black Ops 2, you would use it to troll people. So if like we're playing, you're you're activating the mystery box. You see a weapon you like. What I'll do is I will drop the C4, and before you pick up that weapon you want, I'll activate it. So basically, the box resets to like it. It just like you didn't pay anything, you didn't buy anything, you lost that weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you throw your weapon into the Pack-a-Punch and I activate the time bomb, you lose your weapon because you donated to the Pack-a-Punch, but it sends you back to a time when you weren't there. So it's pretty much a troll machine. I love it. So that's 5. Number 4, it would just be the classic ray gun. I love that thing.
Oh yeah, the old trusty ray gun. I at least know that one.
Yeah. It made its first appearance in the World at War campaign, actually, as an Easter egg.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I may subconsciously do.
So there's like a map where you are invading Japan, and it begins with like a bomb explosion, like a bunch of like carpet bombing Japan, and there's like little craters on this beach. If you step into all 5 of the craters and then you wait a second, you'll hear like this ominous like noise in the background, and then like a statue will appear from the sand, like a little I guess like a
like a mound,
like a mound or something. And in the mouth of the creature of this mound is the ray gun.
Oh,
yeah. So World at War had co-op, right? And I would always play with my friends and brother. And I would always get the highest score because guess what? I had the freaking ray gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of love for that gun. Absolutely love it.
And then the next one with I would have to agree that the ray gun was pretty cool. Like, I mean, regardless, I mean, that's a good staple of the zombie series.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, there's always that part like where like, oh, like I got LMGs, I got shotguns, I'm running out of ammo. You get the ray gun. It's like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fine. Yeah. Next one would have to be the Wunderwaffe. It's the gun that shoots electricity. You probably saw it in the trailer.
This is the one from Black Ops 6.
Yeah. The one that Richtofen had. Yeah, that's the Wunderwaffe. Yeah. It's one of the few guns in Call of Duty that has infinite damage, and it has a chain kill capability.
Where it kind of like zaps one zombie and goes to the next one. And yeah, that's cool.
There was a super annoying glitch though in World at War where if you had Juggernaut for whatever reason, and you shot a zombie that was close to you, for whatever reason, that infinite damage would chain to you. Yeah. So that was an annoying bug that I'm still not over. Weird. It takes forever to reload, so you really have to be careful. You need a buddy to give you cover, and that's pretty much. And the ammo is extremely limited, so infinite damage, yes, but you have to be very careful with your
trade-offs. Yeah, trade-offs.
Yeah, so that's why it's only at number 3. Number 2 is going to have to be the DIE device. You and I have played Cold War, right? I mean, we've played that first map. I forgot the name.
The snow one. Right?
Yeah, it's snow. Yeah, and it's got the ruins, and it's basically a remake of the first map from Call of Duty Zombies. It's got the same, bunker.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I love that weapon. It's got multiple variants. You have to construct it yourself, but it's very easy to construct. The game literally tells you how to do it. There's kind of like a mini directed mode. The damage is very good, and the way to get more ammo, you don't even need to do a max ammo. All you have to do is just suck in the souls of zombies. So it's kind of infinite ammo. So it's fun, and it's very good for training zombies. And then lastly, I would say my first place one all-time favorite, Black Ops 3 is, I think, the best zombies experience. And one of the reasons is because of this weapon, the Apothicon Servant. This is when Black Ops Zombies started going to more Lovecraftian era.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one with the where you're back in the 50s or
it's kind of like the Prohibition era.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pseudo sequel to Mob of the Dead. You got the octopuses and all that stuff. I'm sorry, octopi. God damn it. Damn it. But basically this gun is like a Lovecraftian squid that you put on your hand. It's like a little hand cannon, and it shoots mini black holes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
I think that's subconsciously remember that gun.
Yep. I mean, feel free to look it up. Yeah,
I gotta look it up. Yeah,
it's so freaking good. It has infinite damage. It's very good for clearing out zombies. It's very good for training zombies. You just train like 20, 30, and then you just shoot the black hole. Like, okay, there you go. You could upgrade it only in the map Revelations, which is kind of annoying. But when you do that, you get even more ammo for it. So that is like, I love the look of it. I love the aesthetic. I love the design. There's so much design that went into it. I love the sound design. That is my favorite all time wonder weapon, and that's one of the few ones that Group 935 did not make. That's just from like a higher being outside our universe. Yeah, so there's kind of a story component too. So I'm a fucking nerd, you know this lore wise. So that's like, ooh, oh my god, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that would be my top 5 wonder weapons. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't really have any top 5 for me because I never really paid attention to the wonder stuff.
Hey, let's play, goddammit.
Yeah, I know,
the
right?
Modern Warfare 3 Zombies.
Well, that's cool, man. So yeah, like, and then plus, like, going on, I mean, there's a ton more stuff that we didn't cover, you know, like Easter eggs, and because that even opens up another can of worms with this whole storyline, which we don't have enough time for on this one.
Yeah,
but we might save it for either a little short nuggets or even just make like another part 2 of this segment. And
absolutely,
kind of dive into it.
Yeah.
But do we have anything else from the Call of Duty that we missed? Maybe that we can briefly talk about?
If anything, we could save it for part 2. But
But I think all in all, like y'all, if y'all haven't been playing Black Ops 6, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. You know, kind of with the fact that they made it easier for people to get into the story with the directed mode, and you know, where they handhold you through the story, maybe people can start actually learning what's going on now. And even though it's in the Dark Ether saga, where it's kind of like the second half now, but I feel like they're going to start coming out with they're going to re-release some of the older maps so that they can make a directed mode for that.
A lot of people.
There's a lot of potential.
A lot of people think Zombie Chronicles 2 is going to come out soon. So I hope they do.
That would be amazing.
I really hope they do.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, thanks everybody for joining in on this episode. That is all we have for today. And we hoped that y'all enjoyed it and learned a little bit more about what's up with Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. Yeah. So we will check y'all on the next episode, and y'all take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.